Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you took the time out of your day to watch this video and to support this channel. I'm grateful and welcome to those who are new. This is the early beginnings of my channel. As I said, my last video, I'm like feeling it out. So I really like your feedback. But if you do like content to do with, simplifying your life, please subscribe and like. That would hugely support the channel, because I'm going to be sharing with you systems that actually work. I'm here to be honest, I'm accountable to God, and I don't want to waste any of your time. So in this video, as it's titled, how can you get more out from the less that you have? So it's so funny because my mum, I've been doing some huge decluttering, and I remember family members like my mum thinking where is all your things? Because it's really bare. And but I think the reason why I had to go on this journey was for my health, for my mental health, my physical health. I had recovered from a heart condition. I was healed from a heart condition, and I just wanted, and also after having 2 children and leaving my career and deciding to homeschool and do homemaking, all that kind of stuff, I just had to simplify my life, because you just don't have the same time, money, or anything after you've had children, or even when you get married, you're dividing everything, and then now you add children to the mix, you have less of everything. So you have to be really thoughtful about where you put your time, your money, and your energy. And so this is why I've created this channel, to help other mums, to help other people who are struggling with decluttering, simplifying their life, and they need the tools to help them, because it's easy to say, go and do this, but we all know we're overcoming our flesh, our desires in that process. For some people, it gets easier once you put these things into practice. That's what I'm trying to say. Some people need these tools to begin with, and then it gets easier. You can just literally start getting rid of things. That's me now. When I first started this process, and it's taken years, I would say over 3 years trying to do this dedicatingly, I would find it hard and relapse. I would get rid of stuff, relapse, and then it starts to get easier. So you don't need to really use the cues; it becomes second nature. But the thing that makes it hard to start with is not having the tools. So that's why I'm doing this using the form of acronyms, and also I like to approach things from a scriptural basis as well, because for me, I don't want to just do things that are just kind of monotonous, religious, I don't know, some people do it for aesthetic reasons, because they like the minimalist look, or they're trying to achieve something, but really it should really be based on your values that you're doing these things. Because if it's not your main value, you're going to have this disagreement with your values and what you're doing, and then that is going to cause a lack of peace inside, because you're just doing something because you're told to do it, you're following a trend, or it looks good, but it's not really your belief system, your values. So look, my values as a Christian are based from the Bible, and Jesus does teach a lot about not being attached to material things. There's so many tons of scriptures in the Bible, and I would like to leave those scripture references either in the video or in the comments if I don't do that. So a scriptural basis, and just for reference, I have quoted this in my last video. I love Matthew chapter 6. It's just beautiful. And also if you read Proverbs as well, there's just so much to do with what really matters in life, and it's just in order for you to really actually get the most out from life. So I have been talking for so long, but here we go. I'm going to talk to you about how you can, number one, get less, and I'm using the acronym LESS, and then I'm going to show you how, after you've had less and you're thinking, what? I don't have anything. You've told me to get rid of everything, how now you can get more. And so the first thing you need to ask yourself is, does this fit in with my lifestyle? Does it fit in with my lifestyle? Some things don't fit in with your lifestyle. And when I say lifestyle, for example, I am now a mother. So some of the things I just was wearing just wasn't practical for how free I wanted to be in, when you're working with children, getting, things are just going to be messy here and there. I would say even today I'm dressing a bit more formal than I would at home, because I was planning on going out, but I didn't end up going out. So I was looking at assessing my lifestyle, and I was like, all the clothes I have are not practical for just being at home, where I spend most of my time. Before having kids, I was teaching full time. I would be leaving the house before 7 and coming back around 7, 8 o'clock. So my whole wardrobe was really, really formal and wasn't casual at all. I wasn't doing anything casual in my life. When I was home, it was just to eat and sleep. So I didn't really think of loungewear and stuff like that. So what's your lifestyle? And then you have to think, if this does not fit in, so the question is, does this fit in with my lifestyle right now? Maybe you have a lot of clothes and items that were fitting in with a specific lifestyle of yours, and it's not who you are anymore. And as well, this is where faith comes in, because especially on this journey of trying to walk modestly and live a modest lifestyle, not just in my clothing, but in all things, because modesty is a mindset. I also have to think what things don't. I had clothes that were more revealing, I would say, things that I thought were acceptable before. And as a married woman now, I had to consider those things that my husband also didn't, with showcasing things that I didn't want to showcase, or things didn't really come to mind. So that process of my lifestyle, whatever that may be for you, whatever lifestyle you've changed to, maybe your lifestyle now is you're living, I don't know, in a really hot country, and you don't need, your lifestyle isn't really your more cool clothes, or maybe you're just on a different journey where you're traveling. I don't know. Whatever your lifestyle is, it's you have to think, does this fit in with my lifestyle, rather than trying to get your lifestyle to fit in with your clothes. Okay? So there's that. And the next question to ask yourself is this easy to wear? Is this easy to style? Because you would hear me banging on about, is that we have this, our inner person, our inner man, our inner mind wants to have peace. And the thing is, anything that causes frustration, we avoid. So you haven't worn these items. You've been avoiding them because they're not easy to iron. They're not easy to style. It's got loads of little bits that are not easy to wear. I had this dress that was really nice, but it was one of the button dresses, but each, it actually required, with how many buttons it had, maybe over 10, to loop each one from the back. And I was like, that's just headache for me. Or things, I noticed that I don't wear my clothes that need ironing. And I just literally realized over the past few years, I never wear that. And I was thinking, why? It's nice. And I realized it's because I don't like ironing. That's just me. I don't have the time to do things as a mum and a stay-at-home mum, to be doing things that are difficult. You know what you're going to get? You're going to get peace of mind. So what you're telling yourself with these two first points of your lifestyle is that you're going to have this inner peace, because things are not going to be conflicting with your values or your lifestyle. And when something conflicts with your values and your lifestyle, these items of clothing, it's a liability, it's going to be causing this lack of peace. So you're doing it for peace. And this is what I was talking about, the psychological tools that are going to help you, and with your values as well. And as well with, like I said, if something's easy, if something's really difficult to take care of, and you can't afford to take it to a dry cleaner to press it, or whatever can make it easier, then why have that thing that's going to keep on causing you frustration in your wardrobe and in your life? And it's going to make things difficult. It's going to take a longer time getting ready, because it's just not easy to style. It's just not easy to wear. It's just not easy to put on. Why do that? Again, don't try to fit. Don't try to stress yourself out by wearing this thing. Rather, it's much more easier to let go of this thing and give it to someone else who probably has more patience. I don't know. Or things can be recycled or repurposed, whatever. And then the next thing you have to ask yourself is that, does this suit you? Because again, we have this internal thing where we want peace. We want to feel confident. Again, this is what I was talking about from the psychological background. The things that make things, that we're attached to these things, but we need to remind ourselves of these things, that you have to ask yourself this thing, does it suit me? Because I remember I went to this Spitalfield market in London whilst I was married. I think I was married then. I can't remember if I was married or whether I was courting. I can't remember. I might have been courting or married my husband. So we went to this market and I got this really cool like vintage jacket thing. And it was really nice and floral. And I realized in all the years that I had it, I hadn't, like there was two things with this, like, no, yeah. So I hadn't actually worn it and I was like, why? Everyone's like, it's so cool. I knew it was cool. It had a special thing because I think my husband actually bought it for me. I think that's what happened. So I had a sentimental attachment to it as well, as it was really cool. It was very unique. It was like from one of those independent market stalls. It had the memory. And I was just like, why don't I wear it? And I realized it's because it didn't actually suit me. It was nice on its own. And this is the thing. This thing could cost you loads of money. It could be so significant. It could be so sentimental. But if it doesn't suit you, you're not going to feel confident. Then you're going to start feeling insecure in what you're wearing. Again, trying to fit yourself into the clothes, then trying to fit yourself into these clothes rather than just getting rid of it. It's not making you feel confident. It doesn't suit you. It doesn't suit your size. It doesn't suit your shape. It doesn't suit your figure. It doesn't suit you. The color doesn't suit you. The style doesn't suit you. But then again, you don't feel confident in it, but you're like, I have all this attachment to it. You have to think, well, I'm doing this for my confidence. I feel much more confident when you actually figure out what styles and shapes and things suit you. You'll feel really confident wearing that thing rather than thinking, but this is so cool on its own, off of me. It's so amazing. I have all these reasons why I love it, but it doesn't suit you. So again, you're doing it for your inner peace. You're doing it for your confidence and that you'll feel secure. So when you're letting go of it, think, I'm letting go of the lack of confidence. I'm letting go of the frustration of trying to fit myself into this thing rather than just take it out of your life. And again, like back to the point with the thing that's easy, like I had these pair of shoes again that I begged my husband to buy me. They were the last pair on the website, literally the last pair. And they were stunning. Like they had encrusted jewels. They were absolutely amazing. But could I walk in them? Nope. But I was like, I got the last one on discount and I would wear it in the house on the carpet and it would be hurting me. And then I would just always wear my flats. I'll just change it to my flats. I think I tried to wear it out once. I was like, no. Again, that same shoe did not fit my feet because I've got like wide feet and they just did not fit me. And I just knew, like, I remember I was going to give it away. I was going to offer to give it away. Then I was like, no. Then I was attached. I was like, I can't give this away. This is like, my husband was like, you begged me for that. And I was like, yeah, I'll hold on to it. And then I remember when I just used this strategies that I'm talking about, I was like, why? This has caused me pain for my feet. It's not easy to wear, number one, because of the way it had to be like strapped up. It doesn't suit me. It doesn't fit with my lifestyle because like I've got kids. I think I was pregnant. I was like, it's not fitting with my lifestyle. I can't be wearing this anyway. So that helped me to let go of it. And I gave it to my best friend. I just gave it to her and she loved it. She could wear heels and it's like nothing to her. But I remember when I was battling with that and I just kept on, I was like, no, actually, I'll take it. I'll have it. There's no point. Like, why have that frustration in your cupboard and you're looking at frustration all the time? So again, like I said, you have to say to yourself, I'm doing this for my peace. This is going to give me peace. I'm letting go of the frustration. I'm letting go of the difficulty with this. I'm letting go of the lack of confidence with this. Yeah. And then the next thing to ask yourself is it sustainable? Why wear something that is not going to last? Why have something or own anything that's not going to last long or be sustainable? That's not going to stand the test of time. Again, the psychological tool thing that makes me think of is like walking on eggshells. You don't know when this thing is next going to bust. How many, like, do you know when you like using the safety pins and all that to keep together, or the material is like really cheap and you just feel like I can't dance, I can't do this because maybe it will rip if I lift my hands up. It's like you're walking on eggshells with this thing. Why give yourself that lack of inner peace for an item of clothing? It's not worth it. It could cost you millions, literally, but every time you wear this thing, you're walking on eggshells. How many washes until like you can't wear it anymore? It's like disposable. Why put yourself through that and think like, oh, I can't let go of it because I paid this much for it? It's got this sentimental thing you're battling. But here's the thing, do you actually have peace when you're wearing it? do you feel like, do you know it's going to last long? Because let's think about it. There's things, when you buy vintage clothes, when clothes were made really good back in the day, good fabric, like natural cotton fabrics and like fabrics that are really sustainable, that stand the test of time. These are fabrics that last long through decades, yeah? Why is it that you can buy vintage items from the 40s, 50s, 60s that last literally decades, but when it's all cheap stuff and things that are going to fall apart, you know it's not going to stand the test of time. So when you're wearing, you don't know when its last wear is going to be. And that is just, for me, like, it just makes me feel like I'm walking on eggshells with my clothes. And I felt that way with many things. Like, I bought this really nice dress, like really nice dress from AliExpress. But I could see the material, it was one of those like raw end kind of like dresses. And I could see that it was like about to, it had a small kind of rip, but it was brand new. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give this away because I know that if I do anything, like, this thing is just going to rip. Like, I don't want to have that kind of feeling where you're wearing shoes and like, you know, it's going to bust, or like all of that stuff. Like, it's better to think, is this sustainable? With this last decades in my wardrobe, will I be able to pass this down? Like, even with just items, you know. So again, when you're letting go of this thing that you'll find really hard to let go of, just think, you know what, I'm letting go of that frustration again. I'm letting go of that walking on eggshells feeling. And then you'll feel good about yourself, and then you don't have to grieve those things. I don't know if, for me, I just found asking myself those 4 questions: does it fit in with my lifestyle? Is it easy to wear and style and maintain as well? Is it sustainable? Does it suit me? And is it sustainable? That really has helped me. It's helped, like, I remember sharing this with my husband's friend, and he applied it and it really helps. And myself and my husband use this to filter things out. I started using it, and from me having the most clothes, my husband has more clothes than me and items than me, because I use this as a filtering process. And you know what's funny? Sometimes I'll still be doing the same behavior, buying the same thing, and I realized, why don't I actually apply this when I actually purchase things? Why don't I ask myself this so I don't waste money? Because let me tell you, over the past few years, I have wasted hundreds of pounds on clothes because my body was changing after I gave birth. I obviously had to buy new clothes, but I was just buying things visually online. I wasn't doing the whole, like, this test, the less test, like asking myself these 4 things. So I would use it for decluttering things, but I realized, hold a minute, isn't it easier if I just use this when I actually purchase things? And whenever I remember that, I don't waste money, but whenever I forget, I literally waste money. Again, I'm like, I should have just applied that before. When I'm in the shop, I'm browsing online, would this fit in with my lifestyle? Is it going to be easy to maintain? Is it going to be easy to style? Is it suitable? And reviews can help you with these things as well. Is it going to suit me? Sometimes you can, like, in terms of it suiting you, can obviously, you've got the try on in the fitting rooms, and online you can see like reviews and pictures. And is it sustainable? You can look at the fabric content. Again, reviews are really good because people are honest sometimes in saying, like, this thing like bust or came ripped, whatever, especially if you're buying from overseas. So use this less test to actually, when you're buying and decluttering. And I think I would have done this as a separate video, but I think it's really good to do it hand in hand. How you can get more when you have less. So you're like, I have less things. How do I get more? And the question is, not the questions, these are the ways that you can get more out from your wardrobe. Number one, you're able to have multiple outfits. It's about multiplying your outfits. So again, like wearing things more than once. Some people, if you have the rule that I don't want to be seen in this more than once, then this is not for you, because you're going to be having to buy items for every single week of the year. But if you can just multiply multiple items, means that you're going to get more out from what you're wearing. So multiplying the amount of times that you wear it. And it's going to give you multiple options as well. That's with the O. It's going to give you options you have more options of what to wear. When you multiply your outfits, you're going to have more options